Enzo Maresca, Klopp, Thomas Tuchel, Zerbi, Thomas Frank. This thing, all of them are available. Xabi Alonso, Xavi. There are a lot of movement within the managerial setting. This the window, right? Now, the window is not even open, but we know a lot of clubs out there are looking for manager. And it's not the same with like an actual summer window where in players moving or player get to move. With the managerial window, it doesn't close, it doesn't open, right? It's just there, and we know that. But now a lot of clubs are looking for people. We have 3 of the big 6 teams that are going to be in the market looking for a manager. Now you can also add Liverpool to it, because the way Alonso is moving, you never know, right? So we have potentially 4. And then if you go on the other side to La Liga, you also have Real Madrid that's also in the market looking for a manager. They're definitely not looking to keep Arbeloa. They're looking for a manager. Now there are rumors that club is involved, but we will get into all of that, and I'm going to tell you where I think each and every one of them is going to end up, or what I think they will end up, right? Based on their, not necessarily their personality. I'm not a psychologist, but just looking at the style of football, where do I think they will fit in and will suit them best, right? But before we get into all of that, you know the usual. I don't have to go through it again. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Famous Football. I'm your host, Nate. Let's talk football. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Much appreciated, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's get into it, right? Like I said, a lot of movement going on out there, right? You have managers being sacked left, right, and center between January and now. We have at least 5 different managers that have been sacked across Europe. When I say across Europe, I'm talking about the big team, the big club, the big dogs, right? But at least about 4 to 5 different one of them have been sacked. So we have people in the market. Thomas Frank is the latest today. Now we're going to get into him. We're going to get into Thomas Frank and Spurs as well in a little bit. But a lot of movement going on. Now, Chelsea is not looking for a manager. Arsenal is definitely not looking for a manager. Now, City, on the other hand, we know could be looking for a manager, depending if Pep Guardiola decides to leave or to stay, right? So there's a potential. Now, it's more likely, according to report, that this will be Pep Guardiola's last season with Man City. So they could be in the market looking for a manager, right? Could be parting ways. And then you also have Man United that in the market looking for a manager. We'll come into that as well. And then you also have Spurs, like I said, that just got rid of Thomas Frank. And then you have, who else am I forgetting? Who else am I forgetting in the big 6? Who else am I forgetting in the big 6 that's looking for a manager right now, right? So you have Liverpool, who could potentially look for a manager. You have Spurs definitely looking for a manager. Man United definitely looking for a manager. And I'm missing somebody. Chelsea is not. Arsenal is not. And Man City also could, like I mentioned Man City a couple of times, but we'll get into all of them one by one. And I'm going to tell you where they are going to end at, right? We heard Zerbi just left his club as well. We're going to get into that, right? Mutual agreement, whether they call it mutual agreement or he got sacked, we don't care, right? He's out and he's available. And we're going to get into all of that. But before we do, yeah, let's look at this, right? This one is random. I saw this on X and I figured I might share it with you because I did have a cool life with it, right? Now, breaking, terrible. It's mentioned 961 times in the Epstein file. Many believe it was likely a code word for Darko Dalot. It's a code word for Darko Dalot. This is how much Man United fans think this brother is terrible. I honestly don't rate him. I honestly, genuinely don't rate this guy. Dalot. I heard he's linked to Madrid. If he gets to go to Madrid, that's it. Even if Madrid come knocking, right, just hit the door a little bit, better take it, be gone, right? That's the only opportunity you have, because I don't see, if he leave Man United, I don't see him playing for another big team or another big club necessarily. Now, I could be wrong. Listen, I could be wrong. His agent could do some madness. You never know. But now, let's get into it. Who are the managers that are available right now? First of all, let's look at them, right? Enzo Maresca got done in January. The 1st of January, the brother was done, right? We set a record. Chelsea. Ruben Amorim, been done. Liam Rosinell, no, he's not. Liam Rosinell, right, just got appointed. He's not, what? We say people that got sacked, not necessarily got sacked, but he's left, so he's not available. We have Xabi Alonso, Stefan, I don't know who, Habib, Roberto Zerbi, Thomas Frank. Those are the people I'm actually going to be looking at, right? Forget the rest. I don't know who Habib Baye is, and then Stefan is. But Xabi Alonso, Ruben Amorim, Enzo Maresca, Roberto De Zerbi, Thomas Frank. Those are the people we're going to be looking at, right? So right now, those are the people that are available. Now you can also add the club to it, club, Jurgen Klopp, and other names as well as we go on. Even Pochettino. Now he do have a job with the U.S. national team, but the brother keeping his eyes open or keeping his options open. So now let's get into it. First thing first, let's get into this, right? We'll start with Man United and then we'll work our way to the other people. Michael Carrick is still not the favorite to take permanent charge of Manchester United. The club are very pleased with the work he has been doing, but they are determined to appoint someone with strong character and experience to handle everything that comes with the role. Well said, Man United. Well, I agree with that. And the reason why I'm saying this is because looking at what Amorim had to go through, right? You want somebody that can actually withstand the pressure, that come with somewhat of a CV. Now, he's doing good. And we see, I feel like football is turning into this place right now, especially when you look at Chelsea, wherein whether you have a huge portfolio, you don't have a portfolio or whatever it is, whether you have proven record, I don't think that's going to matter at some point. Everybody's going to be looking for that young, experienced manager that they possibly can build a dynasty with, right? So maybe he could, for now, he's not favorite. That's what they say. But are they considering for what he's doing so far? They are considering. He is on the list. If he decides to take the job, not necessarily if he decides to take the job, but if he wants the job, he can apply for it, make himself available for it. But for now, right? That's about it. And then you also have this guy. Roberto De Zerbi is keen on a Premier League return, with Manchester United and Manchester City monitoring him. Now, I told you, right, the Man City job is available, right? You can call it the Manchester job because they're both clubs, right? They're looking for somebody. Pep leave, they're looking for somebody. Manchester United also looking for somebody, right? But with the Man City job, you already have a list of people. Maresca is one of them, right? De Zerbi is another one. Even the German national coach right now, which is Nagelsmann, he's also linked with this job as well. So it's not just him. You also have Alonzo that is linked with the job. You also have the Klopp manager. I'm forgetting his name. Fabregas. Fabregas is also linked with this job. So it's not just him that is linked with it, but you have multiple people that is linked with the job, and also the United job. So I also think he's separating from Marseille is almost like a smart. It's almost like a smart move. It's definitely a smart move because you have Man United, Man City, and Spurs right in the market right now looking for manager. He could potentially end up at one of those places. He could potentially end up at one of those places and definitely make a better money than he was making and have the opportunity to be able to coach some of the big name in world football. If he end up with a Man United, great. I don't think he's going to end up at City, but I think the Man United job and the Spurs job would be a good fit for De Zerbi personally, right? But we will see where he end up. If I can pick for him where to go, I would rather him go right either Man United or the Spurs job, right? Now, I know the Man United job would definitely be his first choice, but let's see. Now, we also have this. Thomas Tuchel is emerging as the preferred choice of the Manchester United of Manchester United to become the club's next permanent manager. Tuchel might be in the pool position because of circumstances out of his control. As much as his managerial ability, Luis Enrique is expected to sign a contract extension with PSG, but Ratcliffe and co appear to want a superstar name, a manager with a proven history of success, someone who will set tongues, widget, and start ego throwback. He's the guy. If you want to deal with ego and all of that, he's definitely the guy, right? A coach who can challenge for Premier League and Champions League, right? We already see him done that, right? He was at Chelsea, didn't get to win the league, but we also see him compete with some of the best team at the time, which were Man City and Liverpool. Now we play Liverpool, let's say at least 4-5 different times in the space of 90 minutes. I don't think we ever lose to Liverpool when Thomas Tuchel was there. And Man City, we obviously beat Man City in the Champions League. I think since then we didn't get to beat them even when he was there. But if they're looking for somebody that could be able to get that job done, he's one person they should be looking at. So I would, Man United going for Thomas Tuchel. That's pretty good. But as a Chelsea fan, I don't want to see Tuchel go anywhere other than go to Chelsea. But right now, I don't think that's even possible. With the fact that Chelsea just got Liam Rosinho, he's going to stay there for quite a bit, right? Be there for quite a bit. And who knows what could happen? It could work out with Liam Rosinho. But, we can only dream that Tuchel comes back. And I don't think it's going to happen. But we move. Now, we go to Spurs. The club has taken the decision to make a change in the men's head coach position, and Thomas Frank will leave today. Thomas was appointed in June 2025 and have been determined to give him the time and support needed to build for the future together. However, results and performances have led the board to conclude that a change at this point in the season is necessary. Throughout his time at the club, Thomas has conducted himself with unwavering commitment, giving everything in his effort to move the club forward. We would like to thank him for his contribution and wish him every success in the future. Usually, right, in football, when they're doing this thing, right, throughout his time, they talk about the trophy that he's won or what he's accomplished at the club, but they don't really get to say that about Thomas Frank because, first of all, he didn't get to win anything, right? But with Thomas Frank, though, I don't think he's the manager for it, right? Because that report that comes out that he just raved about Arsenal. And players, even though, not Poch, but Ange was not the perfect manager or was not what you would look for 100% in the manager, Ange was definitely the guy they respected. But for Thomas Frank, they didn't quite respect him, right? So you see, there's a little bit of a struggle there. But again, another problem I'll also say that have to do with Spurs is not so much about Thomas Frank himself. It has to do with the recruitment. Spurs brought in a lot of players, but none of them are actually doing anything right. Their output is not. Right, so I get it. If they're getting rid of him, and fair, because you get it's like 5-6 different players. It cannot be every one of them for. It could have to be a system. It have to be something he's doing. It have to be the atmosphere. It has to be the fact that the PE and the player are not clicking. So if they're getting rid of him, but equally so, you look at the talent that they are brought in. None of them are actually doing anything that you can look at and go, okay, maybe it's Thomas Frank himself, right? But again, I don't think he is 100% the manager. So between them, they're done. So what? Right? Is Spurs planning on doing now? Now, this is it. Enzo Maresca is now Tottenham #1 target for the manager job. Spurs admire his football philosophy and plan to make contact in the coming days. Now, I don't know if Maresca would definitely take this job. If Maresca taking this job, right, that simply means he knows there is no way he's going to get the City job, right? That means he has spoken to Man City and they told him there is no way he's going to get the City job. Because one of the reasons Maresca was misbehaving as Chelsea, right, that he knew what he was getting to and he felt a little bit full of himself and could wanted more from Chelsea is because of the fact that he was linked with Man City. That Pep was going to leave, or is rumored that Pep is going to leave, and he know maybe this is Pep last season. This could be there is a huge possibility that he gets to take over the Man City team, and who wouldn't want that? Right? Looking at the Man City team and looking at the current Chelsea squad, you definitely want the Man City team, right? They better, they advanced, they have experience, they have everything you need, right, to be able to succeed as a manager. If you go there and you don't succeed, then we know it has to do with your tactics as well. So now he wants that. So if Enzo Maresca gets to take this job, that simply means he knows by no means he's getting the City job, or it's not a guarantee he's going to get a City job. But as long as he get a hint or somewhat of a hint that the City job is for him, he's not taking the Spurs job. He's definitely not taking the Spurs job. Now, as a Chelsea fan, will I be offended if he goes there? No, not really. Mourinho went there, Conte went there. I didn't really care. And Mourinho, I should have problem with him. Enzo Maresca, not really. I really don't. It's not the case that I don't care, but I wouldn't mind. Now, also, here's another option as well for Spurs. Mauricio Pochettino is open to a return as Tottenham. Is open to return as Tottenham manager. Sorry, yeah. And then move would only be possible after the 2026 World Cup when his USA contract runs out. Spurs are considering John Hatinga as an interim in the meantime. Well, I'll say they should, for now, I would say they should do the interim thing, right? This the guy they're considering, as I feel like I've seen him somewhere, right? Like I should know him, but they should go with John. Let's say it like that. They should go with John. That way you get time to be able to, pretty much like what Man United is doing. You go with John right now, or and then pretty much get yourself through the season. Now the goal is pretty much for them, right? Man United is maybe they're trying to make top four. For them, it's definitely not to make top four, right? They cannot make top four. For them, it's definitely not to get relegated because Spurs is sitting 16 right now. 16, like two spot away from relegation. Basically, that's it. So their goal would be not to get relegated, or maybe try to be able to work their way into somewhat of a European spot, maybe into like the Europa League, if they can, right? Maybe that could be their goal. But and then maybe and then in the summer try to get a proper manager in, or before then get an agreement in that once the season is over, he can come and get settled, and then they start working together and everything is done. Like I said, Pochettino is an option. They already said they want to talk to Enzo Maresca. But Zerbi also, watch out for the Zerbi. I feel like he could go there as well. He could definitely go there, right? And I would be surprised if he does. But Man United, on the other hand, right? I think that would be a better job for him. So let's see what happens with that. But we move. Let's see. Madrid on the other side. What's going on with Madrid? Now, we already talked about this, right? I'll put out a video about, Madrid future plan and what everything they're planning on doing, right? If you can go check it out, you can go check that out. But Madrid right now, right? This is what they have. Jurgen Klopp has reportedly set clear condition before accepting the Real Madrid job. He is said to want 2 new center back, 2 new midfielder, Endrick to return, 2 current Real Madrid players to be moved on. Name Jude Bellingham, Edouard Camavinga. Klopp is making his position known ahead of any potential takeover at Madrid. Now, I genuinely think Klopp is going to be the manager at Madrid, and I think he is looking at the option that they have right now. Right, he is their best option in the market. Except maybe you want to go for the lack of Jose. Even that, I would rather than not go for Jose. I'm not a Madrid fan, but I would rather than not go for. Klopp will be the perfect manager. He have the CV. He have everything you need. He's a brilliant manager. One of the best in the world, right? When he used to coach. Right now he's not. But when he is coaching, he's definitely one of the best in the world. And you need somebody like that at Madrid, right? And he's demanding what he's demanding. I already told you some of the people that Madrid are linked to. Like I said, you can go check that video. So this guy, Klopp, he's definitely going to Madrid, right? And I think Madrid is trying to get this done, right? Because if you pay attention to the news and what Madrid is trying to do, Endrick, they say Endrick is going back. There's no selling. He's just going back, right? Which is what Klopp wants, right? They talk about another midfielder. You hear them in the market looking for another midfielder. Basically, looking for somebody that will control the tempo, control the game, and aid or box-to-box midfielder, right? You see them looking at all of these little things. So, which is what Klopp wants. You also hear Madrid being linked with centre back. Now, we hear about Coutinho Romero. They are linked with him. They are linked with what's his name from Liverpool, Konate from Liverpool. They are also linked with what's his name, Schlotterbeck. So series of people they link with. So you get to understand that you see where they're going, and you see in the demand that Klopp is making. You understand that at some point this thing gonna happen. At some point they're all gonna gel together. At some point Klopp's gonna be the manager, and I think the like of Jude Bellingham leaving, I don't know how likely that is. I understand why he wants Jude Bellingham gone. They're trying to manage the whole ego thing, right, within the squad. And I think within the Madrid squad, there is too much of that. There's too much of that. Too much. They have to reduce that, get rid of it to understand, right? Make sure they all can be able to work together as a team and not just put everybody what you have done and what you earn and who you are in world football. Nobody cares about that. Make sure you put yourself together and so that can be, and that's what Klopp is looking for, and that was what he was able to do at Liverpool. And that's what at a certain point when some of the Liverpool players stuff started getting in their head, it became a problem for him and for the entire squad at Liverpool. But when everybody was just playing football, right, just all together, it was fine, right? So we'll see what happened with that. But I think he's definitely going to be his favorite, and I think Madrid should go for it. And I think he also wants Madrid as well. So we will see what happened with that. And then we move to Liverpool, right? Now, it will be some more of the perfect thing, right? Xabi Alonso go to Liverpool, Klopp goes to Real Madrid, right? It's it'll be nice. So because now looking at what's happening with Onslaught, right? That's what I'm saying there. As things stand, Xabi Alonso prefer to join Liverpool rather than Bayern Munich, right? Listen, while Bayern scoring for him, Vinci Company is doing amazing right now. You do not want to get rid of him. Keep him. Keep Vince Company, right? You don't want to get rid of him right now. What he's doing, amazing. Amazing squad, amazing player, and the team is there. He's coaching them. They are doing amazing, right? Balanced squad, brilliant. Liverpool on the other hand, what Onslaught is doing, Liverpool boys not okay with him. Now, they are not chasing the league no more. The main right now is for him to either win the Champions League, win the FA Cup. If he can win both, that's the only way his job can be saved. Now, if he wins just the Champions League, even I think he'll save his job. But for now, it doesn't look like it. I don't think Liverpool going to win the Champions League. Nor would they win the FA Cup. I don't think they will. Nah, the FA Cup anybody can win it because I do think Chelsea can win it. If I think Chelsea can win it, then Liverpool should definitely be considered favorite for it. So in that regard, I give it to him. I'll give it to him, and I think he will be ready, right, to be the next manager for Liverpool. So once Liverpool comes calling, I think he will be ready. So basically, that's it. Everything in the managerial world, everything that is happening, Enzo Maresca could end up somewhere. Nagelsmann could be at Man City, or Enzo Maresca could be at Spurs, or could be at City. And then you also have series of other people that's trying to go somewhere else as well. Tuchel, whether he's committed with the England squad, but could be I may United coming next season. We never know. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts down below, fellows. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Don't forget to hit the like, hit the subscribe again, and see you in the next video. There's more coming your way. Thank you very much. Adios, mi amigo.